Okay, here's the plan. I want to photograph those falls right there. Last time I was here, I tried to come up and cross. Actually, I did cross right there. But then when I got there, I couldn't cross because I was afraid of getting swept down under that rock right there. So the plan today is, we're gonna jump off the road here, climb down here, climb up there, get in that hole right there, and somehow climb out of that hole over that hump. And then we'll climb over those rocks, and then those rocks, and then we'll be there. Nothing to it. There are times when I must admit, I give some serious thought to model railroading. Okay, we're about halfway there. I guess now I gotta climb this. Yeah, this is what I didn't want to cross last time from the other side, because I was afraid of slipping right here and getting sucked between those rocks there and drowning. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm here where I'm gonna take the first shot. We got other people showing up, but I don't think they're gonna make it over here. We gotta do something with these pools down here. Let's see what we can do. A little bit precarious. Woo! Breaking news! Waterfalls are wet! I got close and now I'm soaked. Okay, so for this shot, I want to do something different. You know how like basically any picture of a waterfall looks like that, right? Like it's the water moving between some rocks. I want to have this rock standing still between these two waterfalls. Let's do it. So because I never really want to climb up here ever again, I have allowed myself to shoot the entire roll here. This is going to be the last shot, this rock, and before I pull the trigger, I'm going to have to climb down there and remove that stick, and maybe that one too. Okay, a much cleaner look. Let's do it. All right, well I ended up shooting 2 rolls actually. I shot one in my Netar, so we'll have some actual sharp pictures of this place too. Okay, I'm stalling because I really don't want to climb back over those rocks. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And we're back. If you're used to digital photography, it's real easy to get back in the car after a big adventure like that and say, wow, I'm done. Time to go fishing or go home, eat some damn pizza, play some damn Minecraft, whatever. But you can't do that. You can't do that because the whole day is a waste unless the film is kept safe. So I am going to take the film out of the cameras, stash it here in my car, and hopefully that will be safer than carrying it around with me as I'm fishing. This is my favorite part. If you buy an image from me, if you're one of the collectors out there, just know that every frame has a little bit of my spit in it. All right, let's go fishing. Yeah, okay. I can live with this spot. Woo! Number one. Hang on. It's okay. Everything's fine, number one. Jeez. You are a very large wild brookie, I believe. Look at those fins. It's crazy. All right, number one. You're a very handsome fish. See you later, buddy. Okay, so every time right before I'm about to leave for an adventure, I double check my loadout because I have obsessive compulsive disorder. In here we have fly box, fishing license, extra tippet, etc., fishing rod, and in the main compartment of the backpack, extra water for sure. Tripod does not have the plate on it, so double check that I've got the plate in the dry bag. You guys can see how messy my trunk is. In here, whoa, hard to do this with one hand. In here, 2 extra rolls of Delta 100, and I can see that I have 2 tenths of squadron leader, but it's not actually squadron leader. This one contains film, and today's loadout is 1 roll of Delta 400 and 3 rolls of FP4 Plus, in addition to the Delta 100 I have in there. And here I have red filter, some extra tripod plates for my Netar, which are made out of foam core, and a nice cable release that I just got. Really excited about that. All right, let's make sure I've got on the bottom of the Netar, should be, yeah, there it is. There's the tripod plate. And in here, wrapped up in there, is my zero image pinhole camera. Let's go. Oh, God, it's such a relief to be pulling away from the house. So in all the 2020 excitement, I have been a little bit remiss photographing waterfalls this year. I was planning to like get it all done, like every waterfall ever. I was going to photograph every single waterfall this year. I think I probably added maybe 3 to my portfolio. I've probably photographed 5 or 6, but only 3 were any good. So today we're going to go hit 4 waterfalls in one trip. All right, supposed to get down to freezing tonight in the upper elevations, which is where I will be going, and I have just realized I forgot to bring a jacket. So it's like an amusement park out here. Our first stop is located on the most heavily stocked trout water in North Carolina. So yeah, it's a Friday afternoon. It's a very bright and beautiful day. It's gonna be crowded. I always love to see it. And we're off the Bay Road. You know, I'm gonna speak this out loud to the universe here. All right, so I will define myself as a successful landscape photographer when I earn enough money doing this to buy a Jeep. On that note, if you want to buy a print, go to maxcooperphoto.com. Please. Are you freaking kidding me? Wait a minute. Is this it? I'm literally like, I'm like 50 yards from my car. Okay. Well, okay, that's easy. Easy, but kind of boring. I don't know. Doesn't look like much. I'm actually far more interested in this little cave here. This is pretty cool. Yeah, okay. I think this is our shot with this tree right here on the left side and the waterfall there and all this brightness. What if we come over this way? Will that narrow it up a little bit? Maybe, but then we lose a lot of the cave. I don't know, that's pretty cool. We'll try that. So at this point, I'm kind of wishing I had brought more than just the 1 roll 400 speed film, but I don't want to load that up early in the day. So we'll start out with FP4, even if it is a little slow for this situation. So in giving this some more thought, there's a lot to look at here, and I definitely want to get, I don't know if you can see it in the phone, but this the specular highlights on the underside of these rocks, which are reflecting back up from the sun. And I feel like if we just made the composition like this, that's going to be incredibly unbalanced because it's so dark over here and so bright over here. That's why I think we need to pull in this tree and back up a little bit. Pull in that tree, and that way we can kind of frame the whole thing like that. Now, FP4 also has a really nice dynamic range, so I'm hoping we can retain some detail in here that the phone doesn't capture. We'll see. All right, well, we're gonna make a practical decision here. I have metered this scene several times, and to get all the detail out of the shadows, we'd need an exposure of 8 minutes. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend that much time here. So, because I'm going to take like 3 or 4 shots. To get all the detail out of the highlights, we need an exposure of like 30 seconds. I don't want to do that either, because then we lose all the shadows. So we're going to go halfway. We're going to shoot this shot at 2 minutes, and that'll give us time to shoot 3 or 4 photos. Maybe we'll get what we need. If not, it's easy to get to. I can come back. All right, first exposure of the day, and here we go. And exposure number 2. So interestingly, the sun has come out over here, and we're getting some cool spray on that rock right there. You see that? Maybe we'll shoot that next. So I got one shot from standing right here of the spray, but I think I'm gonna get a little closer. I think it needs more. And never mind, we just lost the light. You can see right in here, the light was right where that drip was falling, and now it's moved down, and better luck next time. All right, remember how I said I didn't want to shoot any 8-minute exposures? This one's gonna be 8 minutes. All right, now I'm kind of thinking we might need to shoot this too. So I think I'm going to take this one with the Netzar, and the Netzar has this weird ass tripod mount for which I have had to make foam core shims basically to go between it and the plate. While I'm shooting this shot, I've got an extra exposure going on the pinhole camera of kind of the whole cave. Okay, 1 down, 3 to go. It's 5 in the evening. It's so difficult planning a trip like this because you never know what you're going to find. If you haven't been to a place before, you might spend 5 minutes there, or you might spend 2 hours there, and there's just no way to anticipate. And so now I got 3 waterfalls to hit within the next 2 hours. It's going to be a little tight. Every year about this time, I have a moment of panic. And I'm having it now when I start to think about the fact that the days are getting shorter and my time outdoors is going to be limited. I mean, it's always limited, but it's going to be even more limited. And now with coronavirus, my wife works from home, and so we switch shifts. We take half a day each. So basically, we split the day in half. Middle of the day, we switch off. So somebody's always obviously with the kid. We don't want to take the risk of a babysitter that we don't know, and we don't want to risk a grandma on this project, you know, because we are by far the most likely to get coronavirus of any of our families. So, you know, we don't want to bring in our 70-year-old grandmas. Anyway. If I don't leave the house till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's not a lot of light left in the day. Yeah, we're losing light. So, here's my problem. Perfectly good waterfall, but as low as the light is, the proper exposure with my pinhole camera would be 1 hour. And in an hour, it'll be dark. So I could use the Netzar to take a picture, just to say I was here. It wouldn't fit into the portfolio, but whatever. Still might be a nice shot. But the lens isn't wide enough to get the whole falls in the shot. And if I back up anymore, there's gonna be a bunch of people in the shot. Well, I don't like to complain, but I can't say that I'm happy. Covered 1 waterfall. 1 out of 4 that I was going to hit today. So, lessons learned. Don't come on a Friday. I mean, I knew not to come on a Saturday or Sunday, but don't come on a Friday either because of the throngs of people. And start even earlier in the day. I mean, 2 o'clock, I left the house at 2. Like, I can't really leave much earlier than that. So I don't know if my expectations are just off or what. God, the looks that people give me on the trail, man. Like, people, you can tell, have never been in the woods before COVID hit. And they see me walking out in my waders and all my gear. And they're just like, this last guy I just passed, he was just like, I was just like, hey. And then he kept looking. And I was like, how you doing? I mean, didn't your mama teach you not to stare? Like, ain't you never seen a fat guy in waders taking pictures with a little wooden box? Screw it, I'm going fishing. This is just gonna piss me off more, isn't it? Should have known. No fish. It's okay. No problem. Not salty a bit. I didn't even find the fourth waterfall. So we're gonna be coming back this way for sure. Until then, I'm driving home via the scenic route. Clear skies tonight. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind. All right, it's 1:45. I'm on the road. Gonna hit these waterfalls again. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. What is this bullshit? I really wish people would stop carning. Unfortunately, there's too many tourists up there for me to kick them over right now. I look like an asshole. So I did some metering of the scene, and with 100 speed film, it was going to be an 8-minute exposure. So bumped it up to 400 speed film. We're looking at 2 minutes, and we're halfway done. And the sun just went behind the clouds, so now we're looking at 4 minutes, which would have been 16 minutes on the slower film. So good choice, Max. I think I'm probably going to get my bag in this shot, I just realized, but that makes it authentic, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to attempt that one. I like to be in situations where I can make several mistakes before I die. And the closer I get to that edge back there, the fewer mistakes I have, you know, until you kind of only have one left. So I think I'm not gonna do that. I really want to, but I'm not gonna. Now I just gotta get back down there. So I don't like to burn my spots, right? Nor will I share my methods about how I discover my spots. Even though it's pretty easy to determine. But the directions for finding the next waterfall, it's like finding a map to a pirate's treasure. Basically, there's a hidden trail, and you follow it away from this waterfall until you come to the illegal campsite. This must be the place. Huh. This one wasn't even on the secret list of secret waterfalls. Cool. I think that qualifies me to call myself an explorer. Gribb's Rules of the Woods. If you just hike a little bit farther than everyone else, you can find some really cool stuff. Okay, sun sets in 2 hours and we got some fairly solid overcast. So this is an 8-minute exposure, even with the 400 speed film. Pretty glad I'm using that, and I guess I'll do this one and maybe one more. Damn, this place is worth like 3 more shots. Son of a bitch. I just opened this up for another 8-minute exposure, but the problem is I'm standing in all this brush, and I don't know if I can move because it might bump the tripod. I don't expect y'all will be able to see much in this video, but I thought I would go ahead and document what I'm up to, which is photographing a derelict clock tower in the middle of a dystopian wasteland.